What's up guys, Derek here with Hurricane Industries with another product overview video for you. Today, we're checking out our 2019 Helix race ski. Now, I know what you're thinking, looks just like an SXR, and that's right. When we wanted to make a race haul, we didn't want to go the same route as a lot of the more conventional brands that are out there today. They are building products that are hyper aggressive, more of the top caliber as far as racing potential goes. Don't get me wrong, they're really potential skis, but they take a very, very fine level of skill to actually capitalize on that. And we see a lot of these newer racers jump on them and they just can't handle it, and it puts them a step back. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to take a step back from that. Instead of trying to reinvent the wheel, we just want to take what currently exists and make it a little bit better. Now the SXR 800, legendary platform, it is very well proven. We just wanted to bring it to the modern world. A lot of the small changes we've done, we did a lot of small things that really added up to give it its own feel. We wanted something that's easy for some of the novices and experts to jump on. They can feel comfortable for right at home, but still have more potential than they had before without going too overboard. On top of that, we wanted to go with a very budget-friendly price as well. A lot of the skis that are out there, they're extremely high priced. It's making it harder for a lot of these new guys to get involved. We wanted to bring that back home to the grassroots type of riding and give you more of an economical type build. So what you see here is essentially our standard model. You do get a lot of things that you see. It is a fiberglass hull. The hood is carbon fiber. That's standard with all of the hull builds as well. Jet trim mats and our graphics are included, as well as front sponsons. And a ride plate, courtesy of Pro Watercraft. They've been a big help in helping us take these skis handling the way we want them to, as well as our performance bumpers on the ski. Those are all standard, just the way you see it with our standard model. Don't have to pay extra for it, straight up included. Now, let's go over some of the big changes we made to really get it where it is now and where we're happy. The hood, as you can see, it's a lot taller here at the shock pad area. Reason being is it helps you get the handle pulled up when it's resting state. Kind of pull some of the pressure off your back when you're going on the back straight or whatnot. You're not so hunched over all the time. The liner on the hood is also set up for a dry pipe as well, so you have no problem running either your triple cylinder setup or your limited setup with a dry pipe. You're all good to go there. Back in the tray, we're a lot wider than stock, and again, jet trim mats included. Set up the way that you want them. You're going to get the same options jet trim would give you between the split kicker, standard kicker, straight, front hump, small hump, no hump, as well as our different stitching, colors, mats, etc. You're all good to go there. Right at the hood, we do include our hood latch as well, the hood clips. You see a lot of guys jumping up on the long jumps and shock pad gets hit so hard, the latch will pop off even when it's in a locked position, you lose the hood. With this guy here, it's not going to happen. Front bow is included as well. Like I said, off in the back, the ride plate's included with both our base and standard models. You have the choice between the Pro Watercraft Flex plate as well as our own carbon fiber plate. Just gives you the options to get what you want. Pump shoes included too, so you don't have to deal with that. Engine bay is all set up with your motor mounts, engine bay inserts, all your plumbing, everything. So that way, out of the box, there's no glass work, no finish work, none of that nonsense needed on your end. Our motor mounts are set up with the 800 type setup, and as we use the 800 drivetrain for our mock-up, all that will bolt straight in. If you're running an 1100 type setup, you're going to be changing your motor mounts a little bit. That's no problem. We have large aluminum plates for your motor mounts, so you can just mock up, drill, and tap for whatever setup you're going to use. It's also pretty friendly for four-stroke conversions too. Should be pretty easy for you guys to modify them and get them set up how you want. All the engine inserts are set up to run the SXR gas tank and the water box setup as well. Your bulkhead does include all your cooling lines. You got the exhaust as well. So you're pretty much all set to go, as well as a chemical resistant texture coating on the inside. Looks great, and your gas doesn't get heated up, so this is going to last for a while. Up on the outside, we do have a gel coat finish, very durable. And also in a variety of colors. Black and white is standard, but we can do any color as well as metallics and flakes, so that way the ski is built exactly how you want it. Same with the graphics. All of our vinyl graphics are done in-house, so that way it is built to your liking, so you have the ski done exactly how you want it. You're not stuck with one option, and you're not stuck with what one person wants. It's going to be however you want the ski set up is what we're going to do. Now, coming off to the bottom deck changes. Again, we didn't want to go too radical. We wanted to keep it fairly simple, but still a little bit more than what was there before to give you that extra edge, but still feel right at home. Chines, we deepen them roughly about 3/8 of an inch. It doesn't sound like much on paper, but if you break it down percentage-wise, it's drastic compared to what stock was. You're going to notice a big change in grip and handling just from that alone. We've also modified and played around with the intake track quite a bit. While we did not lengthen it, you are still running the stock style intake rates, so anything from scat track will work no problem, jet dynamics, etc., and then bolt straight up. The actual entrance to the intake is a lot more sloped and smooth compared to stock to allow for better pump efficiency and water flow, something that we found is very valuable with our freestyle build and really overlooked with a lot of other builders. We put a lot of time into massaging that so your pump will have greater efficiency to keep you hooked up and moving a lot longer. Another thing is the preload in front of the intake. We actually bowled that out and extended it just a touch more as well to give you extra hookup and suction down to the water. So again, just 3 small things, but added up, just give you so much more potential over stock that you'll really notice a difference out of the box. And it's not something that's hyper aggressive. It's not gonna kick your butt just trying to ride it. You're gonna be stuck to the water, and the ski's gonna just run the race course exactly how you want it to. Another thing to notice is the very bottom of the ski does have a dull and rough looking finish. That's because we do sand it and crosshatch it before we should send it out for delivery. The reason being is your whole surface does affect how it rides on the water. So where a lot of our freestyle skis will use like a polished clear coat type finish for that extra slick, the race skis want a really rough and coarse type finish to stick to the water. It's able to bite and grip a lot better than if it was a polished finish. Again, a small detail overlooked by many brands, but we do this as standard for you to give you that optimal performance out of the box. Something you don't have to worry about, but we'll take care of it for you. For more info about the 2019 Helix race ski, be sure to check out our website for all the details, info, and current pricing.